My name is Kevin O'Neill, and in today's video, I'm going to tell you how I went from a 15-year-old diving headfirst into the get-rich-quick schemes and chasing the dream of entrepreneurship to today. I'm 24 years old, running a profitable landscaping business, and planning for my financial future. In this video, I'll take you through the highs, lows, and the lessons that shaped my journey. If you're on a similar journey through entrepreneurship or want to start, stick around to the end of the video. I have no doubt you'll learn from my mistakes and insights. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. So flashback to when I was 15 years old, I got sucked into the YouTube world of get-rich-quick schemes. Dropshipping was a hot topic, and I decided to launch my first store. I'm not sure what compelled me to do this, but I thought it was a good idea to sell sports cases. They were clear iPhone cases that had OBJ Odelling the apple in the screen, or LeBron dunking the apple. They were creative, but you could pick them up at your local Walmart or order them on Amazon. And that was one of the issues for my first store. The product had no wow factor. Another issue was the sketchy branding. I was a 15-year-old with no experience building websites, just copying some UK dude who was selling turtle bracelets as a tutorial for my own store. I had no trust from consumers. My website, Instagram page, and Facebook page all looked unprofessional. Even though I felt like a failure at the time, I learned early on the value of professional branding. Your website, social media pages, product, or service need to build trust with the consumer. What really caught me off guard with that first dropshipping business was all the startup costs the YouTube gurus don't tell you about. You need to order the product, you need to buy some sort of editing software to make the advertisements, you need a camera to take videos and pictures of the product that you had to order. And after all of that, you have to go spend money advertising the product on Facebook. I quickly understood I needed more capital if I wanted to start a business. I launched and failed multiple dropshipping stores, but each failure brought me closer to success. Reflecting on your failures is vital. They help you avoid repeating the same mistakes and boost confidence for the next attempt. And guys, I cannot stress this enough. You need to build trust with the consumer from the rip. You might be selling the best product in the world, but if they go onto your website and see 10 different colors with terrible images and a crappy description, nobody's going to buy it. Early on in college, my friend and I tried starting a social media marketing agency. We used our free time to discuss how we would grow this business. We had professional branding, we had written scripts for cold calling local businesses, we drew up contracts, but after getting everything together, we never took that leap of faith. We might have made a few phone calls early on, but we let the idea fizzle out. Another thing I tried in college was monetizing an Instagram page. I was interested in lacrosse at the time. A new league for the sport had just been launched, and I thought it was the perfect opportunity to get my little piece of the pie. I spent over a year consistently posting on the page. My idea was to build up a following of lacrosse players and advocates, and then monetize it on the back end through selling merchandise, brand deals, shout-outs, and promo codes. I would call it moderately successful because I started making money with it after about a year. My key lesson with this one is that content creation takes time, but growth and income are exponential if you stick with it. I started growing my own account list for lawn mowing and landscaping. I would offer simple services such as lawn mowing, leaf cleanups, mulch, weeding. You get the gist. On my third year in college, I had built up enough work to keep me busy on the weekends and some days after school. I was making significantly more money doing landscaping than my part-time job and thought there might be some opportunity there. So as my time in college came to an end, I had a big decision to make. I could go the safe route, take my engineering job. I had a job offer at the time, but I felt that my path to success in my eyes was capped with the engineering side of things. Once you graduate, you get an entry-level job, and the only way you can run your own firm in engineering is if you get your professional engineer. Basically, it requires 5 more years of work and taking an exam at the end of it. And to me, 5 years wasn't going to cut it. I decided to go full-time in my landscaping business. We're heading into our 3rd year, and the only regret I have is that I didn't start it sooner. Now, why did I start a landscaping business? I think what was appealing to me was the fact that revenue was recurring. You get one customer, but you're there for 9 months out of the year. Landscaping also has a very low barrier of entry. If you grew up cutting your own grass as a kid, then you have all the skills you need to go do the same thing for somebody else. I had a difficult time starting. Remember guys, I declined the job offer to go mow lawns and I couldn't even fill 5 days of work on the schedule. When you start out like me and you have ample time but not a lot of capital, you only have a few options. You got to hit the pavement. You got to get your name out there, whether it be on social media, whether you go door to door trying to get sales in person, whether you drop off flyers in the neighborhood. You just have to get your name out. If I'm walking around and somebody's walking their dog, I take 2 seconds, introduce myself, say, hey, my name is Kevin. I'm the owner of O'Neill Lawn Care. If you're looking for lawn care or landscaping services, here's my flyer. I know everybody hates going door to door at first, but it is one of the most effective ways to grow your business, and it's absolutely free. You know what else is free? Posting on Nextdoor and in Facebook groups. I got my first 20, 30 customers just from this. If you want to have success, you can't be afraid to hustle. You got to market yourself. Get your name out there. Make sure people know the services you're offering. And less than a year later, in April of 2023, I hit my first big milestone. In April, we crossed the boundary of $20,000 in revenue for the month. That milestone showed me that this was working. I reinvested everything into another truck that month. 2024 was a very challenging year for me. I cannot stress this enough, but don't take on more than you can chew. I was pumped up heading into the 2024 season, got a bunch of new accounts added to the list, and I even hired my first employee full-time. And after 5 weeks of work, we absolutely crushed it. We had done just over $33,000 worth of revenue for the very first month of the season, and unfortunately to me, my employer realized how much leverage he had. He knew he was a critical part of the business and tried to strong-arm me into giving him more money. He said, look, Kevin, I think I need you to pay me $29 an hour as a base pay and just forget about the profit share. He wanted the $29 an hour as a base pay, throw out the whole performance-based system I was trying to implement. He told me he was going to show up for work on Monday after I thought we came to an agreement, but he ghosted me, blocked me, and left me solo with way too much work. Without experienced help, I fell 3 weeks behind schedule. I give a lot of my customers credit. They tried their best. They were patient with me. They waited. But at the end of the day, if we couldn't get over to cut their grass, they were going to fire me. We started the year on a high at $33,000 in revenue, and we just went down. Now, along with the labor issue, we were dealing with truck problems, equipment problems. When it rains, it pours, guys. And in these hard times, it's crucial to take a step back and look at the big picture. Now, if I could go back in time, I would have told that employee, hey man, no problem. I'll give you the $29 an hour. I would have kept him on the team. We would have continued to complete the work on the schedule. And in the background, I would be hiring and trying to fill that position. This would have been great because we would have been able to keep up with the schedule, keep all the accounts on the list, and have a seamless transition from one worker to the next. If I had to give advice to my younger self, here's what I'd say. Number one, pursue a service-based business. Stop consuming all the content of get rich quick because it's not possible. Number two, I would tell them to focus on sales and communication skills. These are skills that you'll need in any business, and so important as an entrepreneur when you constantly need to sell yourself and market yourself to others. I would tell my younger self to focus on getting rich the slow way, investing for long term. I would teach him the power of compound interest and how putting a little away every single month will exponentially grow over the course of time. And my advice for you guys as aspiring entrepreneurs is to be laser focused on one thing for a few years. My definition of success is always changing. If you told me 2 years ago that I would have a net worth of almost $200,000, then I would have told you you're crazy. But now I'm at that point and I realize there's so much more to go. My goal at the very start was just to fill the schedule. I just wanted enough work to keep myself busy for 5 days a week. My goal for year 2 was to consistently hit $15,000 worth of revenue every month. And now that I've built a strong foundation for the business, I'm focused more on building my personal wealth. Success to me is having the money, cash flow, and the time to do whatever I want when I want. Thanks for watching my video on how I went from a 15-year-old hustler to a 24-year-old business owner. I hope my story inspires you to keep pushing and pursue your goals. Now don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're a real one, let me know in the comments below where you're at in your entrepreneurial journey. I want to use your comments and situations to inspire the content I make in the future. With that said, thanks again, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.